What up, Super Players? These are 5 ways to get better at Dragon Ball Super Card Game. And Dragon Ball Super Card Game is an ever popular game, recruiting some of the best players from a diverse amount of different card games. Card game champions from like Magic the Gathering, Naruto, Pokemon, and much more are diving into Dragon Ball Super Card Game. And these are players that pretty much already have an established meta awareness and understanding of how card game mechanics work. And when you go to a local tournament, these players are going to be there, and these players are going to be the ones that are going to be taking you down time and time again. So you, as a new player or as a player that's just trying to get better, these are 5 tips that you could do, or 5 things that you could do to get better at Dragon Ball Super Card Game and go win your local tournament. So one thing that really helped me to get better and get more victories in matches was learning and understanding how my opponent's leader works. Yup, having an understanding of how an opponent's leader works helps make you a much better player. One thing that I used to do in the past is play a deck that I was playing the same no matter what leader I faced. Every leader in Dragon Ball Super Card Game has a unique twist to it. Some leaders need to be awakened in order to have the ability used to their ultimate potential, like Super Saiyan 3 Goku. So stalling Super Saiyan 3 Goku out and leaving him unable to awaken really hinders the deck and the leader. So when facing Super Saiyan 3 Goku, I would try not to attack the leader unless it is necessary. On the other side of the spectrum, we got leaders like Mecha Frieza, which has free counters and depending on how much life they use. So with this leader, I would try to pressure him and hit him as much as possible very early game, so that he does not have the ability to use extra cards for free. And understanding whether to either A, stall your opponent out, or be aggressive is one of the ways to understand and becoming better a Dragon Ball Super Card Game player. So another tip that I could say is to get better at Dragon Ball Super Card Game is to create a sense of a meta awareness. What meta awareness is having an understanding on how the card game works and what cards your opponent will most likely play. So you develop this from playing a lot. So you build the meta awareness by playing a lot of different leaders and remembering the patterns that come about when you're playing those leaders. An example of a strong meta awareness is being able to understand when your opponent cannot do any more plays because of the amount of energy they have used, or depending on which cards they've played already. So this subtle understanding will allow you as a player make more plays and make more safe plays, because you have an understanding on what your opponent can and cannot do based on what they have already played. And having a realization of what cards your opponent is most likely going to play because of a certain card you saw in their deck will guarantee you more victories, because you already know how your opponent's deck is gonna run, and you could play around that. And another way to become a much more effective Dragon Ball Super Card Game player is to play Dragon Ball Super Card Game a lot. I know it's pretty obvious, as practice makes perfect, but playing a lot of DBS will help you develop a good meta awareness and help you have a better understanding on how different leaders work. So playing a lot is one of the best advices I could give you. The best way to get good is to play a lot with people that are really good at the game. So go to your local tournament, ask the guy that is consistently topping at your tournaments to get some rounds in for fun, you know. And playing with people that are really good will allow you to quickly establish an understanding on how good players play, pretty much. So not only will you learn from playing a lot with these new prestige top players, you will start to develop more of a meta awareness, and matches you play will eventually become easier, and you will beat the guy that is consistently topping at the tournaments. So that's one of the best ways to get better. Another good way to get better is, for me, in order to not get obliterated by my opponents, every single time I have lost, I would not be sour about it. I would look back at my match and try to understand why I lost. Pretty much that would be it. I would see my losses as a Zenkai boost, because I would get a much better understanding of how I could become better next game. I unfortunately had to get good the hard way, because my opponents would stall me out until they have developed astronomical field, and they would pretty much fatality me. Also, from losing, you will realize that mistakes you did during the match will only serve you to make you such a better player, because you will learn never to do those plays again, because you will realize that was a pretty idiotic play. Losing is truly one of the best ways to become better at Dragon Ball Super card game, because you have to learn from your mistakes. If you are sour and don't look back at your match and just say you lost because of what one ridiculous thing that your opponent did, you're not going to get better. Look at your misplays, remember your misplays, and try to never repeat the same mistake. So that would be another good way. And obviously the last way to get better is to become a much better player, is to watch videos. Everybody plays differently, everybody plays a leader differently, and that's why this game is so darn good, because you can pick up one leader and play him completely different from another person, and whatever gets the victories, that's what you should be analyzing. And obviously the viewers watching are able to pick up on what is happening during the match, and also just go to your local tournaments and watch the final rounds and see what type of plays your opponent does that get some victory and what they don't do to get a loss. And DBS card game has many videos, and this is just one of those videos. So if you want to get multiple videos, subscribe to the Supah Players. And yeah, these are going to be the 5 ways to get better at Dragon Ball Super card game. These are my personal ways I've gotten better. Let me know in the comment section what you guys have been doing to become better DBS players. And this is what has helped me become a better player, and hope these tips helped you. And like we always say, stay super and just keep that practicing going like Goku.
Hey, I'm Jackie.
Dragon Ball Z y 1000 seguidores es una de nuestra meta. Recuerda, si pegas a bomba yo me voy a ir Super Vegeta. Todos los Saiyans se mueven y vayan a agarrar las Saiyans. Y todos los Saiyans se mueven y vayan y agarrar las Saiyans, yeah.
Here you go. Thanks.